Hello, good morning, one and all. Today we will going to discuss about the next topic, that is the passband data transmission. Basically, the passband data transmission concerns the transmission of the digital data over the real passband channel, which is called as the passband data transmission system. In a passband, there is a categorization of the digital communication, which is categorized into the shift keying technique, that is the amplitude shift keying technique, phase shift keying technique, and frequency shift keying technique. Here there are three basic signaling scheme in the digital communication, that is the amplitude shift keying technique, phase shift keying technique, and the frequency shift keying technique. Here is the basically the digital data. That digital data is a 0 1 1 0 1 0 0 1 in this way. And here once the digital data 0 is transmitted, there is a no carrier is present, and once the digital data 1 is transmitted, there is a carrier is present. Hence the amplitude shift keying technique is called as on off keying. Means once the 0 is transmitted, there is a carrier is absent, and 1 is transmitted, which is called as the 1 is transmitted, then carrier is present, hence it is called as the on off keying. And here is in concern with the amplitude shift keying technique, there is a once the 0 is transmitted, the carrier is present, the carrier is absent, and 1 is transmitted, the carrier is absent, hence it is called as the amplitude shift keying technique. Then move towards the phase shift keying technique. In case of the phase shift keying techniques, once the 0 and 1 during the transmission from 0 to 1 and 1 to 0, there is a change in the phase. Means here is the once the 0 is transmitted, then its signal having the different phase, and once the transmission should be come from 0 to 1 or 1 to 0, there is here to change the phase, hence it is called as the phase shift keying. And the frequency shift keying technique, here once the 0 is transmitted having the high time duration, means frequency is less, and once the 1 is transmitted where frequency is more because the time duration is less, hence it is called as the frequency shift keying technique. Means in concern with about that, the categorization of the digital communication system is basically categorized into the three basic signaling scheme. There is the amplitude shift keying technique, phase shift keying technique, and the frequency shift keying technique. Then next, there is an introduction about the categories about the mRA signaling scheme. There is a three basic signaling scheme in the mRA. There is a amplitude shift keying technique also, and there is a phase shift keying technique and the frequency shift keying technique. Here is there are the four different arrays in concern with the amplitude, and there are the four different fashions should be created here. There is a 4 array amplitude shift keying technique, means this is the digital transmission. In concern with the digital transmission 0 0 1 1 0 0 0 1 1 0 in this way, so that during the transmission of the 0, here the during the transmission of the 0 there is no any carrier should be present here, but there is a next digital data 1 1 is transmitted here. Here is the carrier is present. Then next there is a carrier is absent now, but during the 0 to the 1 again there are the different amplitude level should be present. In 1 to 0 again there are the different amplitude level should be present. Means here every specific data there are the four different amplitude level should be present, hence it is called as the 4 array amplitude shift keying technique. Then next about that, the 4 array phase shift keying technique. In concern with the 4 array phase shift keying technique, there are the four different phases should be available for concerned data. Suppose here during the transmission from 0 to 1, here is first phase shift will be occurred to the here. Then here then after that the 1 1, here is the different phase. Here is the no any frequency variation or amplitude variation, but it is in concern with the phase variation. Here there is no any phase will be occurred, but during the transmission from 0 to 01 data, here is again there are the different phase should be available, and in this way there are the 4 different phases should be occurred during the transmission from one data stream to the another data stream. So it is called as the 4 array phase shift keying technique. Then after that, the 4 array frequency shift keying technique. In concern with the 4 array frequency shift keying technique, during the transmission from 0 to 1 or 1 to 0, here there is a phase frequency will be changes. Means here there are the different frequency from the digital data. 0 is the transmitted, during the 1 here is the different frequency. In this way there are the 4 different frequencies should be occurred in specific the 4 different data. Hence it is called as the 4 array frequency shift keying technique. Hence it is called as the 4 array frequency shift keying technique. Then after that we will introduce about the categories of the M-array digital communication system. Means here is the constant envelope versus the non-constant envelope. Means basically there is a envelope is a nothing but in which way you have to be a representation of the waves. Then here is the non-constant envelope. Means basically the envelope means it is the amplitude level, and once the amplitude level is a constant, hence it is called as the constant envelope. But in case of the amplitude shift keying, this is not applicable to the amplitude shift keying for the constant envelope, because it's during the digital data transmission from 0 to 1 or 1 to 0 transmission, its amplitude level should be changes in case of the M-array signaling scheme. Means there are the 4 different amplitude levels should be represented by the 4 different level of the digital data. Hence there is not a constant envelope should be occurred here amplitude shift keying technique. Hence 0 to 1 or 1 to 0, here there are the 4 different non-constant envelope type of the array signaling or shift keying techniques. But in case of the phase shift keying technique, here is the phase shift keying technique. Here is the constant envelope. Means this is applicable to the phase shift keying as well as the frequency shift keying techniques. Means here is the constant envelope, means constant amplitude should be occur, and we have to be differentiated the data in concern with the phase only. Means here during the transmission from 0 to 1 or 1 to 0, there is a changes the phase. In the same case also, here is the constant envelope for the frequency shift keying technique also. Then here there is a frequency shift keying technique. In case of the frequency shift keying technique, here is there is a constant, here is the constant envelope, and for that constant envelope just we have to be differentiated the data in concern with the frequency. Means here is also the transition from 0 to 1 minimum maximum frequency. In this way there is a constant envelope frequency shift keying technique. Then we move towards the another category of the digital communication system, that is the coherent versus the non-coherent type. In case of the coherent technique, means here transmission and receiver are required to synchronized in both carrier phase and bit timing, which is called as the coherent technique. Means here is the coherent technique. Means there is any system should be coherent, there is a transmitter and receiver are required to be synchronized in both carrier phase as well as the bit timing. And the non-coherent technique, the transmitter and receiver are not required to be synchronized in both carrier as well as the phase and bit timing. Hence it is called as the non-coherent technique. Means the transmitter and receiver are required to be synchronized. Hence the system is called as the coherent, and the transmitter and receiver are not required to be synchronized for both carrier phase as well as the bit timing or frequency. It is called as the non-coherent technique. Means again here we have to be categorized the digital communication system as the coherent technique and the non-coherent technique. Then how to move towards the, actually in this chapter there is a baseband transmission. Actually in your Batu syllabus it is come into the chapter number 5, but whatever I have to be referred for this PPT, it is come in the chapter number 6, but there is no problem, we have to be focused in our points only. There is a power. A resource in the communication is basically the power, and the power spectra is the relationship between the baseband signal and the passband signal. And it is easier to identify in the spectrum view with respect to the power spectral density or power spectra. Then another is that the bandwidth, means another resource in the communication is the bandwidth efficiency. Means the ratio of the data rate is the bits per second to the effectively utilize the bandwidth, and which is come into the bits per second or bit per hertz. Basically the probability of the MRA symbol is the union bound. Means whatever the we have to be go in focus about that, the power spectral density in the passband transmission. Then introduction about the relationship between the passband and the baseband signal. In case of the baseband, basically it is come into the in a mathematical relationship between the baseband and passband signal in concern with the spectrum view. Means this will be a relationship between S bar of t, which is equal to xt plus jyt. Means it is the combination of the both real and imaginary term, means it is the complex term. So that here S of t, which is equal to x of t plus jy of t, it is the complex term, and which is represented by the baseband signal. It is come into the baseband signal. Means S bar of t, which is equal to xt plus jyt, it is the complex term, and which is represented by the baseband signal. So S of t is the real, and it is only the real term. There is no any combination between the real as well as the imaginary, means complex as well as the real, means real and imaginary. It is the combination of the real and imaginary. So that we have to be represented the baseband signal and the passband signal in this equation, and the passband signal is generally represented by x of t cos 2 pi fct minus y of t sin 2 pi s 2 pi fc of t. Means it is actually the in the real form, it will be represented by in the form of the baseband signal. There is a S bar of t into the e raised to j pi to 2 pi fct. Means the baseband signal is represented in the form of the passband signal is represented in the form of the baseband signal. In this way we have to be represented the passband in the form of the baseband signal. Then the relationship between the passband and baseband signal. Suppose in this equation the S of f, which is equal to the integration of the minus infinity to the plus infinity S of t into e raised to minus j 2 pi fc of t. So this integration S of t, it is represented the passband, and it is in the form of the baseband signal. So that the real term in the S bar of t into e raised to j 2 pi fct into the exponential function of e raised to minus j 2 pi fct. So once we have to be expand this term, then the integration of the minus infinity to plus infinity into 1 by 2 S bar of t e raised to j 2 pi fct plus complex conjugate of the S of t into e raised to minus j 2 pi fct into of this term is remains as it is here, e raised to minus j 2 pi fct into dt. So here is the 1 by 2 will be taken outside the integration sign here. Then the integration of minus infinity to plus infinity S of t into e raised to j pi 2 pi, here f minus fc, here is the fct. Once it will be multiplied inside the term here for s bar of t as well as the s complex conjugate of s of t. Then the exponential function of the power, we have taken the common minus j 2 pi, and to arrange the equation, e raised to minus j 2 pi f minus fct dt plus 1 by 2 integration of minus infinity to plus infinity complex conjugate of the s of t into e raised to here minus j2 pi is as it is, and f plus fct into dt. So this exponential function is again we have to be represented 1 by 2 of this term. There is a s of f minus fc plus complex conjugate of minus f of minus fct. Means this is the relationship between the passband and baseband signal. Then the relationship between, in concern with this diagram for passband and baseband signal, means basically the signal spectrum in the form of the signal spectrum. This is the baseband signal and this is the passband signal. Here is the baseband signal, here is the 1 unit, but it is equally divided into the two parts. There is a half unit from positive as well as negative sign in the form of the signal spectrum. Then a relationship between the passband and baseband signal, in mathematical relationship between the passband as well as the baseband signal in concern with the power spectrum view subject to the WSS, there is a Weissen's stationary. In case of the Weissen's stationary, there is a s bar of t which is equal to x of t plus jy of t in the form of the complex, and it will be represented to the here. Already we have seen that there is a s of t which is equal to xt to cos 2 pi fct minus y of t into sin 2 pi fct. So it is commonly written in the real term of the baseband signal, means s of t which is equal to real term of that term s bar of t into e raised to j pi 2 pi fct. Then here is the introduction, the relationship between the baseband and passband signal. Once we have to be taking the xx, xy, yx and yy, means basically there are the different planes should be considered. Here is the xx plane, means first plane, xy, yx and yy. There are the 4 different planes should be considered. According to that, right now the equation e of x of t plus tau into x of t, means in concern with the xx. Then in xy it is written as e of x t plus tau and y of t. Here is the r of y of x of tau, means e of y of t plus tau x of t. And here is the r y of tau which is equal to e y of t plus tau y of t. Means that is the s of t is the Weissen's stationary, implies that there is a RSSF of tau which is equal to e of s t plus tau s of t, and is the irrelevant to the t. See, basically the relationship between the passband and baseband signal, it will be represented here. RSSS of tau which is equal to e of x t plus tau cos 2 pi fct t plus tau minus y of t plus tau sin 2 pi fct t plus tau. Means here e of x t plus tau, that equation is again in concern with rxx tau, means rxx x xy yx and yy in this way. Then that equation should be written here rsx tau cos 2 pi fct plus cos 2 pi fct 2t plus tau upon 2 plus ryy tau cos 2 pi fct minus cos 2 pi fct. In this way we have to find out the final relation here, rxx tau which is equal to ry of yy tau and Rxy tau which is equal to minus Ryx tau. Again, there are the different relationship should be given here. The relationship between the passband signal and the baseband signals here. Here the relationship between the passband signal and the baseband signal in concern with the integration of the power spectral density that gives the power, and the integration of the probability density gives the probability density function in concern with these real terms. Then we move towards the passband transmission model as a masses source. What is the passband transmission model? In case of the passband transmission model, in this block diagram we have seen that every communication channel, and in every communication channel there is a transmitter as well as the receiver, and here the masses source. That masses source should be given in the form of M1, M2, M2 up to the M of M is the masses source that will be delivered towards the signal transmission encoder. Then signal transmission encoder is able to convert the data into the digital form, and which is transmitted towards the modulator, and that your digital data is converted in the form of the carrier, and in the form of the carrier it may be the ASK, FSK, PSK or M-array signaling scheme also used there, and that is also put on the communication channel, and your communication channel is able to carry your data towards the receiver. Then in case of the detector is able to read your data is in the form of the carrier signals in the form of the different shift keying technique. There is the ASK, FSK, PSK, QPSK also, and that will be the digital transmission decoder to estimate the original data whatever the transmitted from the masses source. This is the masses, and there are n number of the parameters should be considered here. There is a M of I, it belongs to, there is M1, M2, M3 up to the M of M, and the prior probability should be given Pi which is equal to P of M of I, and its equal priori there is a P of I which is equal to 1 upon M. Then this is the passband, basically the passband transmission model. In case of the passband transmission model, that will be given to the different planes. There is a S1, S2, S3, S4 in this way, and this is the n dimension vector of the code words. Basically here the masses source, and that masses source that will be given to the transmission and signal transmission encoder. Then how to data will be encoded? It will be encoded into the 4 different planes. There is the first, second, third and fourth. The 2-dimension vector code word, there is a n which is equal to 2. Means whatever the n that will be decided, means how much the dimension should be, your vector code word should be generated here, and that will be the n dimension vector code word. There is S1, S2, S3, S4, S5 up to the S of M, that is not, it is limited up to the S of M, and then it will be able to put on the modulator with the carrier wave, and it is transmitted through the communication channel, and then it is put to the detector and the signal transmission decoder. Then after that what happens, see, once it will be come to the modulator, this data is transmitted, it's S of I. This data will be come to the here. There is a S of I which is equal to S of I of 1, I of 2. Means it is the summation of the all the data. Means that data should be changes from k which is equal to 1 to the n S I of k of theta of k, phi of k into t, and this will be given in phi of k of t. It is the k to the n, means its range from k to the n which is equal to 1, and which is the orthogonal basis. and then it will be able to put on the communication channel. Then we move the next there. What is the output of the communication channel? Here is the signal space analysis. In case of the signal space analysis, S of I of t into I of t, then this data should be changed from again k which is equal to 1 to the n and L which is equal to 1 to the n. Then its summation is varying from k 1 to n and L which is equal to 1 to n. Again their Si of k and Si, their Si of square into KL means basically Si of k and Si of L and phi k and phi L. And here summation is varying from k which is equal to 1 to n Si square. This equation we have to be combined together, Si square into L. This is the relation between the passband transmission model. Then we move towards what is the basically the carrier wave. In case of the carrier wave, here is the message source should be given. We have seen in earlier carrier wave, and carrier wave should be given. It is the orthogonal basis of that. It is the FSK signal, and once it will be FSK signal, there is a variation in between the frequency. That equation should be given from logic 1 and logic 0. There is a root of 2 upon t cos 2 pi fc minus 1 upon 2 tt, root of 2 upon t cos 2 pi fc plus 1 upon 2t. Means it is the t being, it is a multiple of the 1 upon fc that will be provided to the here. Then we move towards the detector. What is the output of the detector should be provided here. The detector x of t means there is a x of t, again whatever the data should be transmitted, the summation of k which is equal to 1 of n, x of k into phi of k into t plus phi dash of t, here x which is equal to x1 x2 x3 up to the x of n, and that is belongs to there the detector x of t, and then it will be able to apply for the signal transmission encoder. Binary PSK, that will be data to be coming to the here in concern with the S1 and S2. Here is the coherent phase shift gain signal space analysis should be provided to the here. And I hope that all of you understand up to the how this is the basic foundation up to the here. We have seen there is a basic foundation about that, the baseband passband transmission and baseband transmission, its comparison, basically its comparison, how it will be varying, what are the different passband data transmission techniques, how it will be varying its block diagram, what are its different equations, and how it will be able to compare this basic transmission passband transmission technique we today learn here. From my next video we have seen in detail its mathematical derivation, its application, how it will be able to differentiate it in with the help of the mathematical model we have seen in my next video. Any query, any doubts, please ask me. Please subscribe my channel, put on the comments on my comment page. Thank you. Have a nice day.